Hey guys, I'm going to try to make a video here. It probably won't work. We'll find out. The reason I say it probably won't work is because um, I'm shooting pretty well. And whenever I say, hey, I'm shooting pretty well, let's, make a video and talk about, why I'm shooting pretty well. Then I usually can't make a ball to save my life. And that may be what happens here. And we'll just find out. So the last few days, as usual, I've been tweaking my physical styles a little bit. I went a little bit back to what I call the derby style. I've also been incorporating. I don't have a name for the style because I'm a big fan of this Vietnamese player, Duong Quoc Quang, something like that. I don't want to butcher the man's name. I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a very good player. But I've been working on combining those two styles. And as I said, I've been shooting pretty well. That's why I just turned the camera on. What has amazed me most about this, though, is how accurately I'm hitting the cue ball and how accurate the direction I hit the cue ball is. And I've talked before about the parts of pool, 10,000 foot view, judgment, and execution. Execution can be broken up into several things. Speed definitely being one of them. Type of stroke being another one. What kind of spin I put on the cue ball. What direction. All kinds of things. But what I've been amazed by these last couple of days by myself is that where I hit this cue ball, in other words, the spin or non-spin I put on the cue ball, exactly what I want. I'm not putting any accent or right English on, for example. And the direction of the cue ball, exactly what I want. Not 95% of the time. And while that doesn't eliminate the speed component, like on a bank shot, certainly, the type of stroke component, it certainly helps. It certainly helps. And nowadays, if I miss a shot, it's probably going to be judgment, not execution. I just want it to be one thing. I don't want to be, well, sometimes it's judgment, sometimes it's execution. Sometimes I can't tell because I shot so fast or whatever. I like the fact that if I want to go and I want to bank this 14, of course I get my judgment on, do I need to cut it? Whatever I need to do to get the 14 back here. And these last couple of days, that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm hitting it exactly where I want, in exactly the direction that I want. Now, if the 14 hits the rail and comes up short, that is a judgment thing. It's not because I mishit the cue ball or the cue ball didn't go in the proper direction. This is very cool to me, and it hasn't happened all that often over the years. So a little bit long. Again, it wasn't because I mishit the 14. I hit the 14 exactly where I wanted. It was just my judgment. I really have one thing to work on. I really work on judgment all the time. Then sometimes work on judgment, sometimes work on execution. Even days work on one, odd days work on it. No, that's just, no. I'm going to work on just one thing. And if I shoot enough of these kind of shots, for example, I'm like, well, they keep going long. Eventually, my inner pool player will go, hey, wait a minute. Maybe the judgment is wrong. Maybe the judgment needs to be adjusted on a shot like this. Because I'm hitting it where I want it in the direction I want, but it's still not going in. So maybe it's not a physical problem with my stroke, with my execution. Maybe it's an actual judgment issue that's happening here. now spent the better part of the last 20 years trying different physical styles and things like that. Maybe a whole full-blown physical style, imitation of a player I respect, maybe just some certain thing. And every now and then, at least for a while, it'll kind of come together for me. That's what's been happening for me right now. Is I'm hitting, as I said, I'm hitting the ball where I want. And if I miss, that was a judgment issue. That wasn't because I didn't hit the 12 where I wanted. It's because where I wanted was not correct. So it's a lot easier to adjust. Is that ball going to go in? Never mentioned I hate pool. You know, that scratch, it has been there since the beginning of time. But it is still pretty hard luck on that kind of an angle to come into a side pocket like that. It just is. We're getting, yeah. So this is what I've been dealing with the last couple of days. I've been shooting pretty well because my execution has been, well, basically damn good. And that's allowed me, when I miss, to know for a fact it was a judgment issue. And that's a lot easier to work on than, well, either not knowing or having to work on judgment one day and execution the next. I think I already said that. Oh, I hit that ball so bad. You see that? I hit it so bad. Of course, as that shot just demonstrated, being able to hit the cue ball where I want in the direction I want is only as good as, you know, the rest of my 59-year-old body in this case. So in that case, I was a little bit stretched out. The ball's a little bit far away. It's not going to be perfect just because of my own physical limitations. But within my physical limitations, with my physical capabilities, you know, that shot right there, honestly, even though I said I don't do that, I miss hit that shot. Not 100% of the time that I'm hitting everything perfectly. That one I miss hit. You saw the cue ball take off down there. It means I cut that ball. I didn't want to cut that ball at all. So I miss hit it. And so that, you know, sometimes it is still going to be execution. Could be execution and judgment. Hell, that, well, I was going to say that would suck, but it does suck because it does happen. I have a shot like this, 12, bank to 12. Here recently, this kind of shot has been going long a lot. It's been hitting here a lot. And then trying to get my inner pool player to acknowledge that fact that it's been happening. Because all of my instincts tell me, just looking at the angles, yep, this 12 is going right in the hole. But that hasn't been happening. And that's because I change my physical styles all the time. And this particular physical style is a little bit softer than, I guess, what would be normal for me. Just making the banks open up. Right now, I have to override him a little bit and say, oh, rode him a little bit too much. Remember how, like, when I started this video, I said, I don't like making videos when I'm shooting well and basically talking about why I'm shooting well. Because it usually means I'm going to miss every shot I shoot at. Well, I haven't missed every shot, but that shot right there is kind of a duck for me the last couple of days. And now I'm consistently going to come here. Remember, I said my initial judgment was going to come here. So I'm overriding it. I'm overriding it too much. And now it's coming this way. Such is life, such is pool. So maybe I can go back and just not give it any adjustment whatsoever and see what happens. Yeah, it looks about right. That looks about right. So same thing again. Apparently that shot, I mean, it's a problem for me right now. But it won't be forever. And the fact that I'm hitting the object while where I want and how I want, I don't know. It's a huge thing for me to know what is causing misses. Is it going to last forever? No, nothing lasts forever for me. But if hell, it lasts 2 months, then that would be cool because Derby's 2 months from now. I would like to have another good year in there for Banks. What's one of the things about these annual tournaments is any year that you go in, you lost your last match because you got eliminated, the previous year. Last year, I didn't win a match in Banks. And then the year before that, I don't remember, but I clearly had lost my last match, my previous match in 2022. So I've lost 3 matches in a row at Derby City Banks. That seemed just a little bit excessive for me. I'm never going to win the whole damn tournament or whatever, but I do like to get the money, and I do think that's a doable goal for me just because I've done it several times. Well, I've also lost, gone 2 and out a few times as well. And now I've gone 2 and out, and then I lost a match before that the previous year. And yeah, I'm due for a win, I think, to help my own confidence a little bit. This is another one of those shots right here, banked 4. Been going long. Here tonight, since I turned the camera on, I don't seem to be going long anymore. So I'm just going to go by what Obi thinks on this shot and see what happens. Short. Is it raining? Oh, it's raining today. Okay. That explains everything. It is raining outside right now. I forgot about that. Rains, humidity goes up, rails start coming short. I feel better now. I don't have to blame my own physical stuff or my judgment or whatever. I can blame Mother Nature. That bitch. All right. Thanks, guys.